following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
Thank you, Tally Olson. We are back. The Mets in the zone. I'm Ralph Tyko with the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network, and the two Met Mavens are here with me, Robert Cole and Marty Rose. Robert, how are you?
Doing good, Ralph. Doing good.
Good. And Marty, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Everybody's safe. Everybody's well. All good.
Good. Same here. And we were talking off the air. Robert as well. Robert, you were very, very informative to me about explaining the extra inning rule. And would you kindly do the ODI a big boost by putting your thoughts about it on the air?
Okay, well, this year, as opposed to last year in the National League, the rule's a little different. Okay, last year there was, no pitchers hitting. So in the extra inning, the last batter that made an out goes to second base. This year, because the pitchers are hitting, the rule is that instead of making the pitcher, go to second base, it would be the batter just prior, to that. Now, today, for the first time in my memory anyway, the Mets had a situation where they made a double switch. And the pitcher spot, the 9 spot, now had a position player in it, and the leadoff spot now had the pitcher spot in it. So when the Mets came up in the 10th inning, they were able to put Francisco Lindor, who is very fast, on second base, as opposed to, I believe was, I forget who they put in there in the leadoff spot in the double switch, but it came to their benefit. And the umpires, in fact, had to all get together and discuss just exactly what was going on and what was going to happen. I don't know if you picked that up, Marty, or not.
No, I did not, no.
Yeah. So, the umpires got together, and then they went to both managers and explained, the situation. So the Mets actually got a break out of that today.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you. Very well explained, and I appreciate it. Let's pick it up where Conforto almost got hit, didn't get out of the way. It reminded me of the Dickie Dietz, Don Drysdale episode years ago where they called Dickie Dietz out after he had been hit by a pitch ball for precisely what Conforto did and wasn't called for. He was leaning over the plate. He was hit by the ball in the strike zone, and that gave the Mets a win, but it wasn't a very satisfying win. Take it, Marty.
Right. Well, obviously, a win is a win, but shortly after the game ended, the umpire realized he made a mistake and said so. He should have called him out because he leaned over into the strike zone, and it was actually a strike that was thrown. So,
and
yes.
The biggest protesters were the Mets broadcast booth. They were up in arms about that. They went bananas.
Yes. Now,
so
ironically, several years ago when I was umpiring a high school game, I had that exact same scenario. Home team is up, down by 1 run. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3-2 count on the batter. And both coaches talked to their players, The third base coach called his batter down, and I knew what that was all about. and the pitcher's coach came out and talked to him. Basically, the pitcher's coach told him to throw it right down the middle, okay, and the opposing team's coach told his batter, don't swing, get real close and lean over the plate. And that's exactly what happened. And he got hit. The ball was right in the strike zone, okay. I called him out, okay, and it was the first and only time me and my partner had to get out of town in a hurry.
That's a great story. Did you think of that story while listening to the game today?
No, not today. I thought of it.
No. I mean, were you reminded of it in your own head? What happened?
Oh, absolutely. It's deja vu all over again, as Yogi would say.
Yes. Rest his soul. Rest his soul.
Like the new lineup,
by the way,
Ralph, you know.
I just want to interrupt for 1 second. He spoke of Yogi. You did an interview, Marty, with Marty Appel about Casey and Yogi.
I remember.
And we're editing the soon-to-be-released book, and I came across that the chapter that's in, and it's superb.
Very
Great interview, Marty Rose.
Thank you.
And continue. You asked me a question before I interrupted you.
Okay. The new lineup, paid off like right away with Dom in the third spot.
Right.
Today, immediately.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
I assume they'll stick with that for a while.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name yet. Dougie Flynn. No, Guamoria. Guillermo. He has been a godsend. He hits.
Yep.
He made a tremendous dive, jump in the air today.
Got the guy that overslid third base. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And tightening up the defense, comes with an injury. We're going to miss him down the road, JD. But one thing happens, another thing happens. For the good. And they may not be able to get this guy out of the lineup, and that's.
Well, it's not in the second game. Villar's at third in the second game.
No, but I mean
every
after
day.
JD, every day.
Well, maybe.
So Villar's playing third in the second game. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pancho Villa.
Chico. I thought that the other Chico for a second. I thought when you said Pancho in that email, I responded as if you were talking about Pancho and Chico.
Pancho and Cisco.
And Cisco, right.
Oh, Pancho. Cisco.
Oh, Cisco.
Yep.
We had
I
some
almost
dynamite.
posted that one.
Pancho Villa. Great picture, by the way. Where did you get that?
Oh, off the internet.
Oh, okay. So we have a new hero in New York, and I'm glad it was a positive. I'm glad it was positive for Conforto too, because there was a instance in the eighth inning where he was hit by a pitch, and I think it was Wayne Randazzo says, "Why would they hit him in this situation?"
They weren't trying to hit him. The pitcher that hit him has been with the Rays the last 4 years, and he's as wild as a March hare. I mean, he can throw one pitch right down the middle, and then the next pitch he has no idea where it's going. So that wasn't done purposely.
I didn't see that. He didn't get hurt, did he? Because he's not in the lineup in the second game.
Well, he got hit on the back of the hand, stayed in the lineup.
Oh,
but
okay.
But let's see. Maybe
Pilar,
he's got soreness in it.
Yeah, Pilar's out there, and he just made a nice catch.
Well, don't forget, a lot of these guys need to get some work. They've hardly been able to get off the bench.
That's true. And the weather in Colorado doesn't look very good either.
Neither does it look good in New York for Thursday.
Oh, is that right? Jesus.
It's supposed to rain in New York on Thursday and snow in Colorado Friday.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Well, I was looking at the pitching rotation for something positive to talk about, and we are sitting very pretty at this moment. With Thor about to come back, not about to, but it's imminent down the road.
Carrasco, too.
Yeah, Carrasco, too. You look at it over the last 10 years, pitching really is the decider in most pennant winners.
Oh, yeah.
If you have good pitching, and this is as good as this is what we dreamed the Harvey years would be like, in a sense, where it was solid and coming from 4 or 5 different. You can't have a losing streak with a team like that, with pitching like that. Yeah. So I'm feeling good about that. Nemo, I'm feeling very good about Nemo. What a nice start he's had.
Oh, great. On base percentage is terrific. Perfect leadoff guy.
Yep. And, he's learned when to be aggressive, and, he still gets his walks, but there's times when he needs to be aggressive, and he does that. So far, so good.
Yes. And there's going to be a statue for Tom Seaver. That's long overdue.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that it was going to be dedicated on an off day, but seeing where they're going to put it, I kind of understand it, because it's outside in front of the stadium, not inside. So, yeah, it's a little different situation.
Yeah, because of the virus, number one, they want to keep the crowds down. Plus, I think they also wanted to give it undivided attention. On a game day, it would kind of get shuffled to the background, but this will be the focus, for that day. So I can see that. I can see that.
I was kind of hoping that, they'd bring his family in, and everybody could stand up and applaud them. That's what I was kind of thinking. But maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll happen another time.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for a Gil Hodges statue. That would be nice.
Plaque would be nice also, somewhere in upstate New York.
Yes.
Oh, well.
So, how do you guys talk about what you're projecting now for the coming season? You want to talk our over and under numbers and see if they match up?
Well,
I'd say at least 87.
Well, yeah, I think last year I said 86 and I was off. Not last year, the year before.
You're right, the year before.
Right. Last year, forget about it.
12 and more independent.
Yeah, last year they didn't play 86.
Yeah, really. Oh, man, that's tough. I'm going to go with, I think they're going to get better. I'm going to go with 90, and I'll tell you why. I think that when you get Carrasco and Syndergaard back, two of the guys that are in the rotation now are going to go to the bullpen, and two of the pieces of crap in the bullpen, which is full of crap, can just get designated for assignment or something. So that's going to improve the rotation and the bullpen.
And let me throw in 3. Lugo's going to come back too.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, I think Gazelman hits the road once all that happens. And
Betances, maybe Familia even,
Yeah.
It's good.
Who knows even if Betances will come back. They may just
even if he comes back, I mean, his velocity is way down from what it was in his better years. I think he's done.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I believe so also.
Yeah.
Diaz has been pitching very nicely.
Yeah.
Well, if you go by today's inning, he did, yes.
Yesterday too.
Well, last time that he gave up 2 runs, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, I have selective hearing.
Yeah, he didn't even complete his inning last time, Ralph.
Yeah. I thought he did well the day before yesterday, or yesterday.
Well, yesterday they didn't play.
The day before yesterday.
They didn't play then either.
Okay. I've been listening to the Yankees a lot over the weekend. Maybe I'm thinking of Chapman.
Oh.
Who has been pitching well. And that shows you that my mind goes quickly during the pandemic. And let's use that as an excuse. As if it weren't going quickly before then.
I'd like to see Diaz in a safe situation. I don't think he's had one yet.
No, he hasn't.
So.
No, it was Chapman I'm thinking of course, because
right.
Because Chapman did well in a safe situation the other day for the Yankees.
Well, Chapman, Diaz, they're both pretty close.
Yes, really close. Dougie Flynn is another one that's close. Let me ask you about Howie. He wasn't on the radio today, and I need some on MLB on the internet.
They just said it was some kind of medical situation, but no specifics.
Okay.
Oh, that don't sound good.
Well, could be anything,
Yeah. Let's hope for the best on that. And you mentioned something in a message about tuning in to the radio. Was it MLB?
Oh,
and they pick it up where it's left off?
Yeah, because I had my earplugs in, and I was sitting with Peggy, and I had to listen to the game on the radio. And, every time you take the earplugs out, the radio stops, and I didn't realize when I put them back in, it just picked up where I left off. It didn't go live to where the game actually was. So I'm listening to it, and I get a message from MLB about something that happened in the game that I didn't hear yet, So that's how I figured that out, Then I went and put the TV on, and the TV was the game was in the next inning, and I'm still listening to the previous inning on the radio. So I'm not doing that anymore. Jeez.
Well, that happened to me the other day, okay, when Conforto got hit, okay? You guys were talking about, the terrible ending, and I still had Nimmo come at that.
Yeah. So.
A little glitch in technology, an overall glitch in technology. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, no more of that. I had to shelled out for the MLB package today. So
there you go.
I'm watching it on my computer as we speak. So
can you watch it on your phone too? I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you can if you log in. Well, I don't know because I bought it through my cable company, not MLB. So I'm not sure if I could. Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, because I can watch as long as I'm in the house, I can watch the cable TV on my phone. Only in the house because it works only off my Wi-Fi. You know.
Marty, download the At-Bat app on your phone.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so At-Bat, load that onto your phone. It asks for the same credentials you sign into the computer with. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And you get the whole schedule right on your phone.
Oh, excellent. Okay, great. Thank you.
Nice.
Lindor just doubled. That's nice.
Yeah, waiting for him to get hot.
What's happening in the second game, Marty?
It's the bottom of the first. Nothing. Lindor just doubled, and Smith is up with 1 out. So.
Okay. Let's hope for a sweep of the doubleheader.
Hopefully they get to Nola early because if he settles in, he's really good.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And Wayne was talking about something on the radio today. You get a 7-inning game, you got to plan for it differently. You got to start making moves in the 5th inning as if it's the 7th inning.
Sure.
And that adds a dimension of strategy to it. I also tweeted you guys something or mentioned I really can't stand the shift. I have this age-old thing that I'm wondering, age-old argument with myself, have more runs been scored after the shift has taken place, or were more runs being scored before? Because if it's the same amount of runs and it all evens out, it really lessens the quality of the game, having guys trying to make plays from weird angles and positions. We've hit on that before, but I wonder if we can get some definitive answer as to how many runs were this shift accounts for in saving. How many saved runs are there as the result of it?
I don't know, but all I know is if they wouldn't do it if the numbers didn't say they should do it. You know, just the way guys hit. You know, like you know, you got a lefty up, and you know how many? You got 3 guys on the right side there. In all likelihood, anything on the ground is somebody's going to get it. So, very few seeing eye hits that way.
Yeah.
It definitely cuts down on the batting average and the runs scored, Ralph. For sure.
Okay. Then I have that answer. It's not just because it doesn't seem like real baseball sometimes. So I'm glad there's an answer for it, and there's a reason for it. Oftentimes, baseball decisions are based on no answers and no reality. So,
well, this one could be very easily settled. Okay, if they use their heads and hit the other way and drop bunts down, you know, you do that enough over and over and over again, you force them to change. But the analytics, you know, the little pimple-faced kids up in the front office with their computers say, no, it's much more beneficial if we do the shift and if they try to hit home runs. So that's the way it stays. But, you know, in the old days, the guys, they were shifting in the old days. They used to have the Ted Williams shift. They used to have shifts it was usually for a lefty pull hitter.
And it was an occasion when they had it. It wasn't an every inning, every at bat.
Gil Hodges put 4 guys in the outfield once. Remember that?
Yes, he was the first one to do that. Yes, he was the first one to ever do that.
Yeah. You don't
Now,
see
the
that
Rays,
anymore,
yeah. Oh, no, the Rays do that on a regular basis.
Oh,
Marty.
do they really?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. They have Brandon Lau has extra gloves in the bullpen because he shifts between the infield and the outfield so often that he keeps the outfield glove in the bullpen and then grabs that and runs into the outfield, and he changes when he comes back in.
That's funny. Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
Hey, let's get off the subject for a second, and I want to ask you a question, Robert, based on your police experience. What is your reaction to the apparent homicide, choking this kid on the ground?
Oh,
From
them. I thought you were going to ask me about the woman that shot the kid the other day.
Oh, that's another thing that's incredible. 10 miles from the courthouse where they're holding this dramatic trial.
20-year veteran? 20-year veteran can't tell a gun from a taser? Come on.
Right.
Okay, number one, okay, you always put your gun on your dominant side. So if you're right-handed, you have that on your right and the taser on your left. If you're left-handed, you have your gun on the left and your taser on the right. Okay? Now, how you can get confused, and then if you see the video, she actually had her gun out, pointing it at this kid while her partner was trying to put handcuffs on him, and she's yelling, taser, 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 and then she shoots him. So, that's to me, they're calling it an accident, and then,
gross incompetence or on purpose. I mean, if you're not on purpose, but like gross incompetence.
Choking in the clutch, basically.
Right.
Yeah, well, and then, a 20-year veteran officer, then obviously she shouldn't have been a cop all these years. But 20 years. And
she was an instructor also.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was instructing a rookie at the
now,
time.
Now, getting back to your other question, Ralph.
Right. Can you see any reason that this guy shouldn't be convicted?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You can see a reason why he shouldn't be acquitted.
No. Not if the people on the jury actually listen to the evidence. Now, this whole week, with the defense, they're going to be talking about everything other than what actually happened. He had drugs in his system, They had a guy on the stand today, a supposed expert witness that said, oh, he did absolutely what he should do. You have to be on the neck because, if somebody has narcotics in their system, they get superhuman strength. Well, number one, they didn't know he had narcotics in the system until after the fact.
He was already handcuffed at the time.
And he was already
behind his back
handcuffed.
with his face on the floor.
Correct.
3 guys on him. You don't have to put your knee in the guy's neck. Is there any way, anything I'm missing where a juror or 2 or 3 jurors, God forbid, could, as if one isn't enough, could have a reasonable doubt that makes sense? Because I saw that white-haired guy with the mustache who was an instructor talking that nonsense on CNN today, and I didn't buy any of it. Can a reasonably thinking person buy any of it? I'm not the voice of reason very often in this world, but God knows. But even I don't see much doubt. As a former police officer, is this guy, does he have any chance, provided the jury is rational and, as you say, listening, is there any chance at all of acquittal from a rational jury?
Okay, you have to remember, okay, all it takes is one, okay, juror, just one, okay, to say, well, okay, they said that, he had drugs in his system and, he could have snapped at any minute. Okay, you could have that, okay? That's why until the jury comes in and says guilty, okay, that's why they have that array of charges. Okay, they have 3 different charges that the jury can find them guilty of. And, one of them is, just, I think, second-degree homicide or manslaughter, okay, which is the lightest sentence. I think that would only carry like 10 years. But they threw that in there just in case. I don't think a jury can find him innocent on all 3 charges. Okay.
Okay. Is it 3 separate decisions, votes?
Yes.
On this, they vote. They vote on it 3 times. In other words.
Yes. There's 3 charges.
Okay.
There's 3 charges. Okay. And I think it's second-degree murder is the
highest charge.
Second-degree murder is the number 1 charge. Okay, so they can say, well, we don't think that, it falls under that. Okay, then they can go to the second charge, and then they can say, well, we don't think it falls under that, but that gives them a safe out, sort of, where they can find him guilty on the 3rd charge, and that's depraved indifference. And I find it very difficult for them to find him innocent on that. Just that picture of him with his hands in his pockets while he's kneeling on the guy's neck.
Like he's one of these guys with an exotic animal that he's just killed.
Right. Exactly. So I that's one of the reasons why they did that. There was a big argument at the beginning whether or not that 3rd charge was going to be allowed to be put in there. And they finally, the judge agreed that, yes, that could be in there. So that's sort of the jury's out. I personally think they could find them guilty of all 3, but, you don't know. Second-degree murder is going to be kind of hard to get a guilty on that.
Right. Well, just that he doesn't have to go to traffic school. That's what he was most afraid of. 8 hours is 8 hours. Anyway, that sounds a little silly, but maybe Marty doesn't know that. Did you know that I taught traffic comedy school?
No.
For 3 days a week. 3 days a week, 8 hours a day, standing up in front of 30 people who made a right turn without signaling, or
really,
and yeah, that was, and I was good at it too. I enjoyed it.
Did you have DUIs in that class too, Ralph?
No. That's why it was a little less intense than it would have been with DUIs. But this was, the standard traffic school where everything from driver demeanor to driving in traffic and driving on the freeway. It was kind of trippy.
Was this the class that you take in order to get your license, or was this for people that got tickets?
No. If you get a ticket, you could write off the ticket, so your insurance doesn't go up. But it's not a serious ticket.
Well, the penalty is listening to Ralph.
Oh my God, that was. I tell him up front, it's not going to be worth it for you.
Did you do a little comedy act while you're up there too, Ralphie?
Yeah, they have you do that, and get some complaints. Does this guy think he's Don Rickles? Blah, blah, blah. What a jerk. I suffered fools lightly. It was not, but in turn, you got to play him videos. The guy, the guy from Allstate comes on and plays you videos about safe driving. And that's part of the curriculum. So and then you get to split the class up into little groups so they could talk a lot, and you give them topics. So it isn't all lectures. And the day is broken up. And then the class buys you pizza. The school buys pizza for everybody in the pizza classes. So anyway,
and you actually got paid for this, Ralph?
I got paid for it plus
plus pizza.
Plus the pizza, and believe me, the pizza was the best part of the day. So another one of Ralphie's life experiences that anybody out there from that traffic school that managed it, I want you to know that I was high every class I taught. No, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. All right, guys. Good. Anything you want to end on the Mets? Any observations that you have?
I like to say one thing about these double headers. Now I understand that a doubleheader like today, 7 innings each game. Okay, I mean, hopefully next year they're back to normal. But the split doubleheaders with separate admissions are also 7-inning games. So you're paying for 2 games and you're seeing 7 innings. I mean, 7 innings is what you get, and you're paying for 9. So, I mean, right. I don't think that's right at all.
No, that is not right.
I could understand that, when a doubleheader, one admission today to save the pitchers or whatever their reasons are. But the split doubleheaders make no sense at all.
Now, the other interesting thing about that, Marty, is one of those games is the game from the other day that they started. Now, they say the game was suspended. A suspended game gets restarted from the point where it was stopped.
Did they do that?
Well, that's how they're listing it. They're listing it as a suspended game. Okay, not a postponed game.
So which one was it then? I wasn't paying attention at the beginning of the game. Did they pick it up?
Well, the beginning of the game, Stroman faced his third batter. He was pitching to his third batter of the game. There was a runner on first, 1 out, and like a 2-2 count on the batter.
Oh, they did do that. Okay.
Yes,
I didn't see the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, it started, and they're calling it a suspended game.
Right.
Okay, and like I say, in the old days, if it didn't go 5 innings, they just restarted it.
Right.
In the beginning, it was a fresh game. But they changed that rule the last couple of years. Once it gets started, and then gets stopped because of weather, they pick it up at that point. But the interesting thing about that is now, Stroman, will have already pitched for that game. So unless they bring him back to start that game,
they did.
I mean,
yeah, they did.
He's done. No, I'm talking about when they replay that game. See, a suspended game, is like it was suspended and frozen. So now everything has to happen the way it was. The Mets have to start out again in the field, 1 out, runner on first, and the batter that was up, and Stroman would be the pitcher that started the game. But if it's not his turn to pitch, he wouldn't be able to pitch. They have to, start another starter and burn another pitcher.
So, but Stroman is pitching in this game, anyway. So.
Well, in this game, but this isn't the suspended game.
Oh, the first game was the suspended game?
No. The suspended game was the game against the Marlins on Sunday.
That'll be made up down the line.
Oh, okay. I got confused. You're right. Okay.
And I'll throw in one more technicality, and this is in something I read when we were 12 years old. It's called Knotty Problems of Baseball. Do you remember that? Where they would set up with real players' names.
Yes.
It had to be around 1959 because I remember Blasingame and this, that, and the other thing. And what if in between the suspended games there have been players traded?
That's true.
What do you do then?
Okay, well, they take the places. In other words, let's say Stroman would be the pitcher that's supposed to be going into the game. However, if it's not his turn to start, okay, they'll have to bring another pitcher in the game. But that also brings up the other thought. Okay, he by rule is supposed to face 3 batters, and he was only facing his third batter. So I don't know whether they're going to be forced to have him go in to at least pitch to that batter to finish that batter or not. See, that's another quirk that has never been explained.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, and as far as what you said, Marty, about hopefully next year everything will be back to normal.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
This commissioner has been trying to get these things in, for the last several years. And then when the corona came last year, he was able to get a couple of rules in, okay? Mm-hmm. And little by little, he's getting little things in. The next thing, will be he wants to have bigger bases. Okay? Yeah. He wants to have the automatic home plate umpire.
What is the purpose of bigger bases? More runners on, but more of an offense.
I think less injuries.
Yes, less injuries. But what somebody brought up was that, are they going to change the distances between the bases? Because you have first base and second base now bigger on both sides. It's no longer 90 feet between bases. It's less.
Right. That's what I meant by more offense.
It's supposedly a safety thing, but I don't know. Certain things I can agree with, some, different things, but some of these rules just don't make sense at all.
Well, a lot of stuff might come up in the negotiations with the players. That's coming up at the end of this year, no? Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's true.
So a lot will be determined through those negotiations.
Just when you think they can't screw up anything more.
Yes. Wrong.
Wrong again.
Yeah.
I wish it were 1958, to be perfectly honest with you.
I'd be okay with that, Ralph. We're going to get a do-over?
Do-over.
Yeah. A mulligan. We'll put that on our gravestones. We wanted a mulligan.
Oh, boy.
All right, guys. Your job is to stay well and healthy and take care of your families.
All right. You be well, too, Ralph. Thank you.
All right.
Take care, Ralph.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, everybody. It's the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network, Marty Rose and Robert Cole, the Mets in the Zone. Adios, everybody.
Good night.
The proceeding has been a Comfortably Zoned network production. You are advised to keep your dreams wet, your humor dry, your children and grandchildren out of military recruiting offices and off the laps of clerics who wear dresses. Thank you for listening, everyone. Happy trails.